Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the founder of goodbed.com. As you may know, Goodbed is a mattress shopping resource designed to make it easier for you to search and compare mattresses across brands and stores to find the best mattress for you. We are excited to be here today to review a product, which is the Casper mattress. So one of the reasons we are particularly excited to review the Casper mattress is that since coming on the scene in 2014, Casper has done a phenomenal job of attracting attention not only to themselves, but to the rapidly growing category of companies that sell mattresses online, as well as just to the industry as a whole. So it's been really fun to see all of that, and Casper deserves a lot of credit for kind of putting a lot of the pieces together and in such a way that overcame a lot of the obstacles that people generally felt towards buying mattresses online. So they deserve a lot of credit for that, and we're excited to do this review. One of the things we believe here at Goodbed is that you need personalized information to help you make a good choice of mattress, meaning to help you find the right mattress for you. So today we're going to talk a lot about how this mattress, the Casper mattress, compares to other mattresses you might find online, as well as ones you might find in nearby stores. But we're also going to talk about some of the properties of this mattress that may make it a better or worse match for you depending on your personal needs and preferences. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about are the materials used in this mattress. So what you're looking at in the Casper mattress is a 10-inch mattress. The top half is comprised of 3 roughly equal-sized layers. Okay, so the first layer is latex, the second layer is memory foam, and the third layer is what they call a transitional layer of foam, which is kind of a higher density polyurethane foam. Below that is a 5-inch base layer of polyurethane foam, standard 1.8 pound density polyurethane foam. So in terms of these materials, it does give the mattress a fairly unique feel, and we're going to talk more about how that feel manifests itself in terms of the different properties of the mattress. But having the latex on top of the memory foam definitely has an interesting effect in terms of maybe reducing some of the classic memory foam effects without totally eliminating them. And and in terms of the overall quality of the materials, these are fairly standard materials. I think what's unique about the materials is how they're configured in this mattress. Okay, so when we review a mattress, we start with the 2 non-negotiable things that every single person absolutely needs to get from their mattress, which are back support and pressure relief. With back support, the key thing is that you need to your spine needs to be held in a proper neutral position while you are sleeping, which is going to depend on a lot of different factors in terms of like how well a given mattress works for you. It's going to depend, for example, on your weight. It's going to depend on which position you're sleeping in, and it's also going to depend to a degree on your body shape. So for me, as I lay down on this mattress, I'm a 6-foot tall person who weighs not quite 200 pounds. And I generally sleep on my back like this. And for me, I find that the Casper mattress is actually a pretty good match. My needs, mattress support-wise, tend to be fairly middle of the road, so this actually tends to work fairly well for me. What does concern me, if anything, about the mattress as I sleep on it in this position is whether my lumbar is being adequately supported. So in other words, are my hips being allowed to sink sufficiently into the mattress so that the lumbar curvature of my spine can be properly supported in this position. So I think what concerns me is maybe for someone who is a little lighter than me, would they be able to sink deeply enough into the mattress to get proper spinal support in this position? And I think you could see this issue even on a more pronounced level if I switch over to my side. When I'm in my side, you may be able to tell that my shoulders do not sink that deeply into the mattress. It makes it difficult for the mattress to hold your spine in that very straight alignment, because what you really need in order to do that is for your shoulder to basically sink into the mattress enough that that spine is able to stay straight and not be bent up at the shoulder. So with me, I find that my shoulder doesn't quite sink deeply enough into the mattress. It doesn't cause me a great deal of problem on this mattress, but I do worry again about someone who's lighter than me,
who has equal amount of curvature in this position that they're body curvature that they're trying to have accommodated by the mattress, I worry that they would not get enough sinkage into the mattress to maintain proper spinal alignment during the night. One thing that is interesting to note, by the way, is when you're on this mattress, when you first flip over to your side, you sink down a certain amount. And then what you notice is that as the heat from your body reaches that memory foam layer 1.5 inches down, you start to feel the effect of the memory foam. You start to feel the effect of the heat reaching that memory foam, which causes the memory foam to compress slowly. And you actually notice that your shoulder does go a little further down. So, but notwithstanding that, I still feel like someone lighter than me could run into some trouble in terms of their spinal alignment on this mattress in this position. So in terms of pressure relief, the best position in which to measure pressure relief is actually, for anyone, on your side. And the reason is because on your side, your body's weight is distributed over the smallest surface area. Specifically, you'll find that on your side, you're most prone to what's called pressure points on your shoulders and on your hips. And the reason for that is because these areas are absorbing a lot of your weight. And so if you're experiencing inadequate pressure relief on your mattress, you'll know this because you'll maybe experience pain in your shoulders or your hips, or even numbness in your arms or your legs. So for me, again, I'm 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. I feel like in this position, I'm getting just enough pressure relief from this mattress. But if I were spending, for example, the entire night on my side, I'm not sure I would be getting quite enough pressure relief. As it stands, I'm predominantly a back sleeper, as I mentioned. So while I do spend some time on my side during the night, it's not long enough for this to be a problem for me. But I worry, for example, that if I were heavier than I am and spent more of the night on my side, were more predominantly a side sleeper, that this mattress might not provide quite enough pressure relief for me. But I think that for someone my size who's a back sleeper, or even someone who's a side sleeper and is lighter than me, you're probably okay on this mattress, and you're probably going to get sufficient pressure relief.
Okay, so once you get beyond your two key needs in a mattress, the back support and the pressure relief, every mattress has a number of other properties that make up its kind of unique fingerprint, if you will. And these other properties tend to be more about your personal preferences. So the one we're going to start with, because I think it's somewhat of a unique differentiator for Casper, is responsiveness. Responsiveness is kind of a fancy way of saying memory feel, like the degree to which it has that memory foam-ish feel. So on the one hand of that spectrum, you have like a Tempur-Pedic, the classic memory foam mattress that has a very well-known delayed response kind of feel. And on the other end, you have maybe your traditional inner spring, super bouncy kind of a mattress. The Casper falls somewhat uniquely right in the middle of that. And that has to do with the fact that it combines memory foam with latex. So just to show you an example, if I were to come down on this, and just bear in mind, we've got this on a platform foundation with plywood over slats, so that's what you're hearing here. But as I come down on this, you'll notice I don't bounce much. If I were coming down on an inner spring mattress, I'd be getting a lot more bounce, or even just an all latex mattress, I'd be bouncing a lot more. But at the same time, I'm bouncing some, which is much more than I would be bouncing if this was a traditional memory foam mattress, where you would get much more like that dead feeling as you land on it. It's just a thud kind of. This has a little bit of bounce. But overall, I would put it more towards the memory foam end of the spectrum in that regard. By contrast, though, what's interesting about the Casper is because the memory foam has a layer of latex above it, the most distinguishing characteristic of memory foam, which is that you can press down on it and get that kind of handprint feeling and response from it, you really can't get from a Casper. Any handprint you're seeing here is actually just the handprint I left in this stretch cover. But really, I press down and the mattress itself comes right back. And again, that's because there's this 1.5 inches of latex on it. So in that respect, you do not get that kind of classic memory foam feel on the surface of this mattress that you would get with a Tempur-Pedic or something like that. So in terms of where that leaves you in determining whether Casper is the right match for you, what I would say is that if you're someone who just absolutely loves that Tempur-Pedic kind of memory foam feel, you're not going to get that from this mattress. And likewise, if you're someone who really likes that traditional mattress feel, that kind of bounce that you get when you land on a mattress, you're also not going to get that. So if you're someone who doesn't particularly like either of those and really wants to be somewhere in the middle, then this is a great option for you. And obviously, if you're someone who just doesn't have particularly strong preference on this particular metric, then this also could be a good option for you. So the next mattress property that we're going to talk about is cushioning depth. So again, this is really a personal preference kind of a metric, but what we're talking about here is the degree to which you sink into the mattress as you're laying on it. And again, this is going to be something that depends a lot on how much you weigh, what position you tend to sleep in, and things like that. But it is strictly a personal preference thing. And what I can say about the Casper is that you can see I'm sinking into it to a degree. I mean, certainly it's conforming to my body to a degree, so yes, there is some sinkage, but it's not nearly as pronounced as maybe a traditional memory foam mattress or a softer pillow top mattress might be. So what I would say is if you're someone who distinctively likes to sleep in the mattress and have that deep cushioning sensation around you, this is probably not a good match for you. But if you're someone who prefers to sleep on the mattress and feel kind of more like they're floating on top of the mattress, then this is a good match for you on this metric. Okay, so what I'm holding here is a 30-pound medicine ball, and we use this just to provide you with kind of a standard metric that we can do for multiple mattresses to kind of compare the cushioning depth of them. So I'm going to put it down right here kind of next to this piece of string, and then we're just going to see kind of how much it sinks in. As you can see, like I was saying before, there's certain amount of conformance here and a certain amount of cushioning there, but it's not nearly as deep as some mattresses that we've tested, and particularly pillow tops or particularly deep cushioning memory foam mattresses. Okay, so another preference-related criteria is motion isolation. So motion isolation means the degree to which disturbances on one side of the mattress can be felt on the other side, for example. So this could be something that's important to you if you sleep with a restless partner and perhaps you're a light sleeper, or if you're frequently joined by kids or pets or things like that during the night that tend to wake you up. So motion isolation, in general, this is a mattress that's going to do pretty well for you on motion isolation. It's got the foam core instead of springs, and the foam core tends to really absorb a lot of that disturbance, as well as it's got that layer of memory foam in there, and even latex is a fairly good material for motion isolation. So I think in general you're going to do pretty well, but we're going to show you a little test that actually illustrates this. Okay, so one of the things we do to just sort of test the motion isolation properties of a mattress is we put a standard bowling pin on a small piece of tempered glass just to give it a flat surface. And then what we can do is we can just try creating disturbances on this side of the mattress and see to what extent they are transferred to the other side. And as you can see here, this bowling pin is really not moving much. I mean, in actuality, what degree to which it is moving is probably more a result of the platform that we have it on and the flex in that plywood and slats than it is with the mattress itself. So if the bowling pin represents my light sleeping spouse and I represent the bull in a china shop coming into bed late at night, you can see here that generally speaking, the bowling pin is not disturbed. Another criteria that I just want to touch on briefly is the ease of repositioning. So for most people, especially younger people, this isn't really going to be a big issue for you. But if you for whatever reason have difficulty repositioning during the night, then you might find on a traditional memory foam mattress, for example, it can be hard to do that. But
This mattress, because in large part of the latex on top of the memory foam, you're not going to have that issue. As you can see here, it's very easy to move from one position to another. So ease of repositioning is definitely a positive for this mattress.
Okay, so another property you may want to consider in a mattress is edge support. Edge support can be important to you if you like to tie your shoes on the edge of the bed, or it could be important because you like to sleep along the edge of the bed or are forced to because, for example, you have visitors that join you during the night, little pets or kids or what have you. So we look at edge support for those reasons, and as you can see in the first case, if I'm sitting on the edge, there's of course some amount of dip where I'm seated, but I don't in general feel precarious like I'm about to slip off the edge, for example. And I would say that relative to other foam mattresses, this does pretty well for me on edge support. It's not maybe quite as good as an inner spring mattress that has specific features designed to give it a really firm, strong edge, but it does the job for me. And I'll just show it to you from the other position where I'm laying down along the edge, and you can really see how I can lay right up against the edge, and I have no sensation of that I feel like I'm going to roll off or anything like that. So that's really a good sign. The next criteria we're going to discuss is temperature. And believe it or not, mattresses actually do have slightly different feels as it relates to temperature. Now, most people, when they sleep, are not going to get way too hot or way too cold. They're somewhere in the middle. But if you are someone who tends to get way too hot, then temperature can be a meaningful issue for you. So you may have heard that memory foam, for example, has a reputation for sleeping hot. This mattress has some memory foam in it, so it may be something that you are concerned about if you are one of those warmer sleepers. In general, I do not think that this mattress is going to have the same kind of heat issues that you might experience on a more traditional memory foam mattress, and there's a couple reasons for that. Number one is that it does have that layer of latex above the memory foam, so you're not having as close of a contact with the memory foam material. The second reason is that this mattress does not have such a deep level of cushioning. So the amount of conformance to your body is lower, which means that the degree to which your body's surface area is allowed to contact the air is higher. And that gives your body the chance to cool off more. So in general, I'd say that this mattress, as far as temperature goes, is fairly neutral and not likely to be a source of excess heat for you. So one last thing that we should just touch on is the return policy for Casper. So if you're on the fence about a Casper, one thing that they do offer that's quite nice is a generous return policy that you can test this mattress in your house for 100 days with really no risk. So this has become something that many other online companies have adopted, but it's actually worth noting that Casper was one of the first to really promote this heavily in their marketing as a way to overcome the concerns people had about buying a mattress online. So if you have that concern, you know that you can take advantage of that return policy, and Casper has demonstrated good customer service in terms of honoring that return policy. So one criteria that's important to really every mattress shopper is value and affordability. When you look at value in the mattress, you got to really think about three things. Number one is how much does it cost? Number two is what's in it? And number three is how long do we think it's going to last? In terms of the first one, the Casper mattress currently is priced at $850 in a queen size, which is a nice price point. In terms of what's in it, you're looking at materials. You got 10 inches of foams, and they are definitely okay foams. They're not the highest quality foams. They're not the lowest quality. They're kind of right there in the middle. You've got 3 inches of what we would call premium materials, 1.5 inches of memory foam, and 1.5 inches of latex. The memory foam, though, for example, is 4-pound density memory foam, which is, again, not the highest density memory foam, but nowhere near the lowest density memory foam. So right there in the middle, solid materials, 3 inches of premium materials out of 10, is again sort of somewhere in the middle, not the lowest, not the highest. But when you get that package for $850, overall I would consider that to be a pretty good value. Certainly a better value than you're likely to find at that same price point in your local store, although not nearly as big of a differential as maybe you would be led to believe by some of the marketing materials of Casper and other companies. Okay, so just to sum up some of the things we've talked about here today, Casper is a really unique and exciting company that came into this space a few years ago, and they came up with this idea of one mattress and just having one choice for you. And what they came up with in terms of the one choice that they offer is a pretty unique combination of kind of a memory foam feel and a latex feel. And they put it into what we would call a medium firm softness level. And so for some people, this is going to be a really good option. We would say that if you're someone who, some people who maybe this is not a good fit for would be people who, for example, want a softer feel, or people, for example, who may need a lot of pressure relief for whatever reason, or people who really want to sink deeply into their mattress, for example, or if you really love that traditional memory foam feel, or you really want something that's not at all like a memory foam feel, like a traditional innerspring mattress feel is what you're looking for. If you fall into any of those categories, then Casper's probably not a good match for you. But if you are looking for something more that middle of the road, something that has that kind of medium firmness, that combines a little bit of that memory feel, but also offers a little bit of bounce coming back at you, then it is a good option at $850 in the queen size. We do think that it's a good value. So it's definitely something that in those cases you should consider. So if you've gotten to this point in the video and you've made the decision that Casper is the right mattress for you, that's great. We are really glad that this video could help you confirm that. And we do hope that if you do choose to buy a Casper, that you will come back to goodbed.com and write a review so that millions of other mattress shoppers can benefit from your personal experience with this product. If, on the other hand, you're still not quite sure whether Casper's unique memory foam latex combination is right for you, or just whether the Casper model in particular isn't right for you, then we would urge you to go to goodbed.com and take our mattress match quiz, which you can find right up in the header of our website. The match quiz will, for one thing, if you want, show you your specific match score for this particular mattress, but it will also walk you through all the criteria and considerations that we talked about in this video, and will ultimately show you your overall best matches both online as well as in the local stores in your area. So that's all. Thank you for watching, and we hope you sleep well.